Oh, good morning and welcome into the stream. Very excited for this Sunday. We already have a football game going on. It's week 5 of the NFL season, and we have a lot to jump into, a lot to get into, a lot of player prop betting. We want to make sure we take advantage of some promos. I just noticed right now over on FanDuel, we have a 30% profit boost for any NFL game taking place today. So we want to make sure we're taking advantage of that. But let's kind of jump into it first and foremost over here on the DGF AI slip generator. As at this point, guys, of the day or of the morning, I am not really interested in betting NFL money lines, spreads, or totals. There's, maybe once in every 1,000 bets, we might look to place one if there's awesome value. But for the most part, not looking to do that. You should be placing your bets on money line, spreads, and totals from tonight when the Sunday Night Football game, when lines open up for next week, from tonight until all the way till about Thursday or Friday. That's when you would conclude your betting for the NFL for spreads and money lines. We're only focused on player props right now. So at the moment, we're going to take a look at some DGF AI slip generator for some DFS and just kind of reset everything. And again, if you have an account with Better, Dabble, Flip, PrizePicks, Rebet, or Underdog, get ready to copy and paste these slips. It's going to search and scan all the books, see what we have. So right now we have a lot of value over on Rebet, a lot of Rebet value. So I will slowly kind of share the top like two slips here with Rebet. I'm not going to, if I play something like this, guys, which I'll go over here, I'm just going to put, these are long shot plays. So what I'm going to do is maybe play this for like $5, just like for fun, essentially. Not going to go too crazy off the deep end. Arturo, what's going on, man? Dr. Slips, how are you, my friend? I'm doing pretty well. Got in a little bit late last night after watching. It's kind of weird for the Mexican Professional Baseball League. It is their spring training right now, so they're playing a tournament down in Tucson just to kind of get everybody kind of loosened up and warmed up. I'm going over to BetDSI right now, guys, on my other monitor. I'm going to create this slip, put like $5 on it, have a little fun. But was over down in Tucson, which is about 2 hours south of where I currently live, and caught a little baseball. They only played 7 innings. They got a little bit of a late start, so we watched the first about 4.5 innings of the game, and then we head back. So we went back, but it was a good time. It was a really good time. And they do it just slightly different. It's a little more of old school baseball, the way they play it, which I mean by that is there's no pitch clock. Like the pitcher can step off the mound, take his time. The batter doesn't have to be in the batter's box immediately. It's pretty nice. Donovan Wilson, we're going on the over here. So I had a good time. Good time for sure. Any more tackles? No, we're looking for some. So again, guys, any book that has props builder, we can cook this up. We'll look for carries. What we have, just James Cook with the Bills. We're looking at his over. Just double checking, making sure the odds are the same. As long as they are, we're good to go. And then we're also looking at passing attempts on Bryce Young, which is a dumpster fire. So right now in this, we're at halftime, 10-7. Carson Wentz has an injury to his left shoulder. I don't know how severe it is because I got the game on mute. But I am on the Browns plus 4.5. That was a pregame bet over on DraftKings. And what we got, receiving yards for Dortch. And then rushing yards right here for Mostert under 10.5 in this Colts game. All right. And then, so that's looking pretty good. I do have the over 35. So they're currently at 17. But I have the bet's limited over there on Fanatics. So it's not that large of a bet. Right. We're looking at Dortch. We're looking at what is over or is under. These are all overs except for Mostert. And then the last one, but not least, we have an under on Jared Goff on his passing yards. And again, guys, this is, since this is your long shots, if you want to just have a little fun with this and put this as a lower amount, I'm cool with that. Apologies, guys. It's taking me a fat minute to find out where the passing yards is. There it is. It's at the top. Okay. And then we can move on and look at some other slips as well. All right. So little fun one here. 6-pick parlay. And again, I'm just going to throw this in. We'll go $10. $10 pays us out $790. So this is a fun one. A crazy long shot parlay. And you'll see this pop up here on my screen right here. So we're in. We're in on this one, right? $10 pays us out $790, guys. So those are always kind of fun. Always a good time. All right, let's remove rebet for a second. Let's clear out everything, select all except for rebet and rebet prop city. All right, so this would be the top slip over here on underdog. Anyone that's rocking an underdog slip. But really quick, let me just peruse. These are all 6-pick entries. Yeah, so there isn't any value right now for 3 picks. So this is going to be a 6-pick entry. Peep this one. I appreciate that, Dr. Slip. So I'm not limited on Underdog, and it's one of those accounts. It's my personal account on Underdog that I still use, and I've been using for years. I think it kind of helps that I might have moved back to Pennsylvania and it's not available. So for like a whole year, I didn't have it. I know at some point I will get limited over there. By the way, guys, hopefully we're looking for that Chris Rodriguez under on his rushing yards, and that will cash. If I sound like I smoked a pack of cigarettes, I apologize because I did have a couple beers last night at the game and didn't get crazy or anything, but a couple beers. All right, so there's that 6-pick slip. Let's take a look at this 6-pick slip as well. We can definitely rock this one. But I'll probably just chill. So if you want to have a different strategy, guys, like I've told you, like in previous streams, I'm really now only playing 3-pick entries. But if you want to play 6-pick slips, just obviously play this for less money than the 3-pick slips, right? It's a longer shot, and so you're not going to hit every single one of these slips. And really, you're just looking to find one slip to hit, and you're going to be in a really good spot, right? So outside of that, just tread softly with this, because 6 picks are going to have some very crazy variance. And make sure that you're taking the insurance. All right, for my dabble people, this is a 3-pick slip, and then I'll fire up the 6-pick slip up here on PrizePicks as well. Yeah, Free, we're going to take a look at that. Up here on the top, you can see I have the sharp money tool pulled up. I was looking at Taysom Hill on his receiving yards. That was a top play for sure. By the way, can we get the Texans maybe to pull off a little mini upset today against the Ravens? Just asking for a Steelers fan whose team's on bye this week, as the byes are going to start to happen. So we have 4 teams on bye. I think it's Green Bay, the Steelers, the Bears. Can't remember the 4th team that's on bye, but we do have a couple of teams. All right, and then for PrizePicks, what do we got here? This is the top play. This is a 6-pick entry on PrizePicks. The rushing attempts with Jackson Dart, I'm a little nervous on. That's just my own personal opinion. It's not a sharp EV play. But, with no Malik Neighbors, I wonder if he's going to take off a little bit more. We'll have to see. But these would be the 6 picks here. If you guys wanted to rock this slip over on PrizePicks. And maybe moving forward, guys, maybe I got to create more 6 picks and just play them for like $5, $10, I'm just not as interested in kind of doing it, but I probably should do it because it would be a lot of fun. We have, okay, we're going to pause here for a second. For any of my dab or flip people, we have a 2-pick entry here, Jets money line. If they're recommending Jets money line as a play, that means just maybe straight up betting the Jets money line looks really good. So we have an extended halftime show here in London for Cleveland against Minnesota. And I don't know if you guys have been watching this game. Obviously, being in Arizona, this game kicked off at 6:30 my time. So I don't know how Dylan Gabriel's looking. I just know that Carson Wentz is out of the game. I don't know if he's out of the game, but he's hurt right now with a shoulder injury. So, Ron, what's going on, brother? Yeah, so LJ asked this a couple days ago, and yes, you can. Kind of, basically. Yeah, I mean, they're going to show you on the tools here. You're not wrong. If we go over to the sharp money tool, and if I come over to the low holds tool, right? And the low holds tool, guys, the hold percentage is how sportsbooks make money, right? So if I go Pinnacle, you could search by that, or you could just search by, let's say you wanted to go by no vig, right? You wanted to check out no vig, right? You do the low holds tool here. You can see that no vig's taking $1,900 on this play. You could also just go like I like to look for just player props, right? So if I look for just player props, I'm looking for today. I go search. We could see that there's 250. Now this is going to be a little bit different though. What's going on, Irish Morning to you? A little bit different, Ron, in terms of, for the low holds tool, they're going to tell you that they're going to search for where maybe no vig just has some discrepancies. Like this is too low liquidity here for me to trust this. Here with likely, there's $2,200 here. So this would be a play that I would be interested in, right? Because there's $2,200. I could go bet this under on FanDuel. You could see Pinnacle's at plus 133. Granted, Pinnacle only is taking $250, right? So yes, there are ways that you can get around the sharp money tool and still use it for the same thing, right? If we come over to the EV tool, you can look for, they don't have a liquidity feature here yet. I'm hoping that they add it at some point. But again, you can look for player props. You can look for today. Let's select all the sports books. And then you can kind of take a look at maybe Hunter Renfrow. And then you could just peep over here like, all right, what's the liquidity here between these two books, right? You could look for, well, what's Novig and Profit X showing? $48, right? So the nice thing is it does kind of help here. So let me refresh these. Cooper Rush on Onyx. I wouldn't trust this line, guys. This is probably a stale line. But like right here for Taysom Hill, this was at minus 109, I think, on FanDuel. Now they moved it. It's 112. But this is a play that you want to go after. So you don't necessarily have to have the sharp money tool. If you know what you're looking for, yes, you can get around this and find ways to be creative. You know, I've been talking about this kind of concept for, I don't know, maybe at least 9 months, right? Talking about like if there's very high liquidity on Novig and they're taking more money on this prop than FanDuel, then I'm a little nervous, right? So right now over on FanDuel, by the way, guys, make sure to claim your 30% profit boost token on FanDuel. Take a look at that. So I am interested in betting this Taysom Hill play, right? And I'm okay at minus 112, minus 110. I just wanted to take a look at like what's the liquidity right now over on FanDuel for this play. Now I am logged in. Again, guys, I normally like to use the not logged in method because, and we're going to get to some more DFS plays here in just a second, because normally it's it's just kind of their standard size. So if you are logged in, guys, to FanDuel, you're going to see some different liquidity based off of basically what they think of what type of bettor that you are, if you're sharp or you're not sharp. This is a fairly new-ish FanDuel account. So they're taking $4,200 on this account, right? So compared to this play, I don't have a ton of confidence in this play right now, right? Because I know that FanDuel's taking $4,200. And so their line might be pretty good. And normally FanDuel's taking a decent amount of money on player props, right? So if we saw this number up around this Cooper Rush number, I'd have more confidence. I would say maybe above $5,000. Or if we get to, that 7,500 mark and above for player props, I have an immense amount of confidence in these plays. So at the moment, I would say, you know what, maybe not so much, right? Now, where I would say differently, okay, is right here. Like let's say for Torrey Horton. If FanDuel's odds, right, because we can see that this is at plus 130, and the bettor over at Novig is offering minus 125, so he wants plus 125. So, FanDuel's showing this under at plus 130 or plus 120. That's 10 cents off. It's okay. I made me go bet this over at Hard Rock. If we're looking at Tua on his passing attempts, I would just peep FanDuel's number. Like, where's it at, right? The sharp bettor wants this at either a minus 110 or a minus 115. And FanDuel's at like minus 120, so maybe not all that great. So one thing that I would definitely do is just take a look at where FanDuel's odds are compared to maybe where the sharp money is and see if that works out. So Danny Jones, over 4.5 rushing attempts, right? This person wants to bet the over 4.5 rushing attempts. Okay, and they're willing to take this at minus 112, minus 113. You can see FanDuel has the minus 136 on this over. So I really like this over at DraftKings, okay? Because FanDuel thinks this should be at minus 136, and we're getting an awesome price over at DraftKings. So this is one where I would definitely go ahead and bet this over on DraftKings right now. Okay, so I'm going to go log in over on DraftKings. Now, we talked about this using like a standard unit size, guys. And then we'll get back over here to the, this is like one where I would say, okay. And DraftKings is going to have some decent liquidity, but as you can see, they're just way off to the market. This is probably just a plus EV bet in general when it comes to this, okay? And this is 2 hours before kickoff, guys. So if we're going to place any kind of bets on the NFL, it's going to be today. So we'll also take a look at some of the bonuses. So we'll come over here. We'll look at his rushing attempts. And Danny Jones. We want his over 4.5, so we're going to have to come down here to the over-unders, right? And I like this a lot. I'm going to go in for a 150 spot. You guys can't see because I'm a little too small there. There we go. And we're in. We're in for Danny Jones, over 4.5 rushing attempts. This is a sharp money play. Speaking of that, what's our promo? What's the promos today? We have a live boost. I like this. Live boost. I'll take this live boost because we're looking to live bet maybe a little bit in this Browns game. Right? We'll pull this up here in just a second. But I kind of like this one for sure. So we're in, right? And I'll just come up here to the sharp money play, click this, and say, yo, I'm in for $150. Okay. Make sure you grab that live boost because maybe we'll definitely give out a play for live. What's going on in this Cleveland Browns game? And I didn't miss the first play here. All right, so Wentz is back. He's got some kind of brace on his left shoulder. That first pass looked terrible. Again, though, if like Myles Garrett gets his hands on him and like lands on his left shoulder, then he's in some trouble. So DraftKings, if we wanted to look for leagues guys, we could just say, you know what, show me NFL. Maybe show me MLB too. That's it. That's all we want to see. DraftKings pick 6. We talked about Jackson Dart. I made a slip earlier in the week. Maybe it was yesterday. Can't remember what slip it was, though, if Jackson Dart was on this slip. Let me take a look at my screenshot. I had one with tailed Alex on this one play. So we don't have this Jackson Dart play. I don't really like this Jackson Dart play because I'm looking at FanDuel and I'm looking at Pinnacle. And I don't like this line. Like if we go up to 28.5, this is probably like a minus 125 play for FanDuel. Maybe minus 120. So not a very good play here. I don't like this. Woody Marks. I definitely like this play with Woody Marks. FanDuel's at minus 160. Pinnacle's at minus 162. So I'm in all day on Woody Marks. Right? So I'm going to come over here to pick 6. I'm going to cook this one up right now for Woody Marks. I definitely like this one. We're gonna cook up a slip right here, guys, and I'll share it with you. Let me just type in Marks. Now, I think he's going to be the lead back for the Texans today, but this is a great price. So we're under on his rushing attempts. So we got that one. Let me check him off. Let's look at Herbert on his passing attempts here. First down for the Vikings. Don't like seeing that. Under 35.5. Don't know how I feel about that one. I'm not really that crazy about this one. Over on the passing attempts for Jaden Daniels. This is only 6 cents off. It's a lot better at Pinnacle. Okay, the Mahomes is Monday night, so Goff on his passing attempts. Yeah, not ideal. Not ideal here. The under on rushing and receiving yards. Not crazy about this. It's only 4. Bo Nix. Okay, I can get behind the Bo Nix play. I'm okay with that. I'm all right with Bo Nix on his passing attempts, over 32.5. All right, so we'll take Bo Nix. And then last but not least, like anybody else down here that I really, really like? J.K. Dow, no. I'm looking for Amarian Hampton, under on his rushing attempts. Under 4.5 receptions. Not really. Kyler Murray, under on his passing touchdowns. No, I don't like that. I'd probably go with Hampton. Hampton, I would say, because I don't like this Jackson Dart number at all. And Herbert on his passing attempts. I'd probably go Herbs. I can get behind the Herbert play a little bit more. All right, guys, so I'm going to share this 3-pick slip with you guys. Under on the passing attempts, under 35.5. So let's put this up here. And I'm going to go in for probably, we'll go in for 25. And can I share this? Bingo, there it is. All right, JJ, I don't know what happened right here with the Browns defense. I'm watching the replay. It looks like it's an incomplete pass, but they're about to enter the red zone here. Wentz was looking JJ's way, little fade route, and just couldn't get it done. All right, so there's our DraftKings pick six. I'm not really going to make anything else because it's just, we're really trying to force it. Let's look at parlay play, see what we have. All right, not much. Not a ton. Again, if you guys want to go with these minimum data points, I'm cool with that. Right, going 2 minimum data points. Yeah, no doubt about that, Ron. That's kind of what it's all about. Good to hear that, Ron. Good to hear that. So Ron said, been using your advice by doing more EV parlays on limited Fanatics, ESPN Bet, MGM instead of just straights, and have been getting way more down. I mean, that's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. Love hearing that. So first down for the Vikings inside maybe the 4. Really impressive opening drive. Now they're at the 6. Very impressive opening drive. And we'll see what happens here. Wentz, play action fake, tight end in the flat, tackle, because I need the Browns. All right, they pick up about 3 yards there on Oliver. Josh Oliver picks up about 3. It'll be second and goal at the 3, or maybe the 4. Yeah, I don't see anything here for parlay play. I don't really like this. What about better? Better, again, I don't know how many golf plays you can put on this. This is a live play on Jordan Mason. Don't know if this is going to be up to date, guys, because obviously he just had a carry like 2 plays ago, and he might get one right here. But again, for better, we're looking for 5-man entries is the next best thing. You could play 6-man entries if you wanted to, but looks like Mason's in for the touchdown. And so the over looks decent right now for my Browns. I am happy that I have them at plus 4.5. But okay, could be it's a 13-10 game pending the extra point. Yeah, this isn't. I can get behind the Jalen Hurts play, no doubt about that. Jalen Hurts looks good. Yeah, it's just kind of, it's picking hairs, splitting hairs here with this. And then anyone that's using Sleeper, if they have any kind of promo, normally Sleeper has terrible value. And I don't mind this play on Copper. I like this one. It's 16 cents off to FanDuel. I can get down with that. But then there's really not much else. That and the Washington play. It's not great to Pinnacle, but I can lean on FanDuel's odds here. I'm okay with that. Washington and Copper would be my 2 picks there. Speaking of sharp money, let's refresh this once more, see what we have going on. Player touchdowns. Saquon to not score a touchdown. We're on the Danny Jones play. Again, this Thornton play, guys, might be something right here. Over on Underdog to play this on Thornton under 30.5. That could be decent. This better wants it at minus 125. We can get it at minus 116. This is again on a 6-pick slip. 3-pick slip, it's minus 122. Which I'm totally fine with. So let's get this fired up over here on Underdog really quick, because this Thornton play is definitely something I want to mess around with. I like that. All right, so we got Thornton taking this under 30.5 receiving yards. And then I'm just going to pop over here, guys, do a little special. I like this play a lot. We have anything else for Underdog? We do. We're already on the Thornton play, so they're showing it again. If you wanted to bet this over, see, they got this over 2.5 catches, though. So Saquon, we talked about Thornton on his receiving yards. If you guys want to bet this also over at MGM, FanDuel is sitting at, FanDuel doesn't have a line for this, or their line's a little bit lower. So I'm okay with this. I'm going to share a 3-pick entry over here with you guys on Underdog using this Thornton play. We're going to also maybe add in an esports play or 2 in here as well, and we'll share this one. And then we're going to look at some anytime touchdowns for sure. Okay, cool. So let's grab this bad boy right here. And this is going to be no insurance, guys, on this 3-pick entry. Here's the link down here. 1xBet, amen. Yeah, I would say there probably is a ton of opportunities there. They're not available in the States. That's why I don't normally always show them, but it's a good question. Let's take a look at the arbitrage tool really quick and see what we have. But there you go, Irish. Needed that Mason touchdown. So there's normally some opportunities there for stake. I would say yes. Again, a book that's not available in the U.S. So because my audience is just dominated by U.S., I don't normally show it. And also, this is where, as I mentioned yesterday, guys, if you want to see certain plays, if you want to steer a stream in a direction, kind of like Irish can do, that's where becoming a channel member gives you that opportunity to kind of steer the stream wherever you want it to go. If you want to see certain plays, certain books, that's where we can do it. I try to accommodate sometimes for people that aren't channel members, for sure. But for the most part, that's a big perk that you have. So if Irish was like, yo, I want to see touchdown scores right now, then I'll pop over there and take a look. No problem, man. No problem, man. Appreciate you hanging out and checking this out. For anyone, speaking of this is mainly for Iman. For anyone that's in Europe, has the NFL's popularity increased at all over there? Or is it kind of like a feeble attempt? I'm just kind of curious. Because obviously the NFL's making a really big push for the last 10, 20 years to get at least 1 or 2 games now a year overseas across the pond. And just kind of curious to see if it's been working at all. If anyone cares anymore about NFL football over there. If any of your friends care more, if they watch it more, or if they were already watching and the NFL really didn't need to do anything else. Flag on the play. Judkins picks up about 11 on the first down run off to the left-hand side, but might be getting called back. All right, so we're looking here. So this is a great example here, guys. A great example of a bet that I actually would still be willing to take here on ETN. This is a tennis match. Yeah, they just changed the odds. This looked pretty decent. Now it's not quite as good anymore. Appreciate that, man. Flip Remus, we were looking a little bit earlier. There was a 2-pick entry that we shared earlier in the stream. Jets money line was one of the plays that at plus 110 odds. If you can get the Jets money line at plus 110 odds, it's a very good play. Aaron asks, as a sharp bettor, do you find it hard to explain to people what you do? Yeah. EV betting is hard to explain. I just try to use the coin flip example. A lot of plays here on Hard Rock and Profit X if we wanted to. Judkins on 1st and 15. Looks like he picks up about 14. Hell of a run. Yeah, it's hard to explain positive EV betting to most people that just have no idea. I try just to explain arbitrage to them. And then we kind of move on. We kind of go from there. That's really what I look to focus on. But, yeah, they don't really understand. It's easy to see why so many people lose their shirt sports betting. We're going to look at some anytime touchdown scores right now, guys, for the NFL. We'll also take a look at some MLB baseball props. And because I was traveling, guys, last night, driving back from Tucson from the baseball games, would love to hear how was the UFC fights. I got to see some of the early card, but I didn't get to see any of the big main fights. So would love to hear that. I am on this Amon-Ra St. Brown touchdown play over here on Hard Rock. I bet this earlier in the week. You can see I bet this Friday morning on the stream. We are on Chase Brown over for Fanatics. It's only $10, but still decent. What else I got? I got a parlay for Chase and Harold Fannin. Okay. Interesting. I don't know how many catches Harold Fannin has right now. I got to take a peek at that. Because I got him over 3.5. And looks like he might have caught the touchdown. He's got 4. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So we already cashed the first leg of this parlay because I had him over 3.5 on DraftKings. So now we just need Jamar Chase. So one thing that I want to talk about real quickly, guys, okay? Now, this isn't going to be fun. Nobody really likes to talk like nobody, this sounds like chicken talk, like everyone makes fun of people that talk like this. But I'm going to say it. So I have a 2-leg parlay over here on DraftKings. Okay, and I can pull it up right here. Let's see. Let's go over here. I'm going to take a quick screenshot of this 3-leg entry that I put together over on Pick 6. Okay, this is something that happens that I don't think is discussed enough. Okay, so over here on FanDuel, okay, if you come over to my bets that are open right now, you're going to see that I have this 2-leg parlay. Okay, so I cashed the first leg of Harold Fannin. Okay, so you could see that they're offering me a payout of like 206, right? So one thing that you can do with this, guys, I can hedge on this Jamar Chase bet. I got the over 63.5. I can go bet his under right now. Everyone's going to say that's loser talk. You're a chicken. You're a wuss. But the truth is that this is a way now that I can guarantee make money no matter what happens. I hit the first part of this parlay. Now all I have to do is I can hedge out the other side. And I can arbitrage this play on Chase. Maybe I can create a middle opportunity where I can grab his under, say 69.5, or maybe under 70, under 69.5 yards. Maybe I can create a middle opportunity where I win both bets. But this is something that isn't thought about enough. I've made videos in the past talking about this. Some people get really bothered by this, the fact that I'm bringing this up. But I just want to bring up an option to you that if you want to hedge out of it, like if you were in my shoes, you could hedge out of this parlay, make money no matter what happens. And it's a pretty sweet thing to do, right? What's going on, Ken? What's going on, brother? So just wanted to kind of talk about that really quickly. Browns are driving right now. Judkins, dude, this Judkins kid, little flip out to the right side or to the left side, and he's just off to the races. We're about inside the red zone right now. Which is nice to see. Can't believe I'm pulling for the Browns. Really disgusts me. Alvin Kamara to not score a touchdown. We could do that. Saquon to get in the end zone. ESPN bet. Anything that is below minus 138 odds is a solid play. Hard Rock, ESPN bet. Barely has any edge on no vig, but you could hit that up. But I would definitely say that ESPN bet and Hard Rock. And ESPN bet this year in general has been very good for anytime touchdown scores. So Saquon to get in against the Broncos. I'm going to log in over here. I can't remember how much money I have in my sports books and which ones I do and I don't. Okay. And then what about ESPN? Let's take a look at them. Either way, I'm definitely going to get some Saquon money down. Let's take a look at this. Again, guys, using OddsJam and their, any of their tools, you can use code Billy35 and save 35% off your first month. You're going to receive a 1-week free trial. So over here on Hard Rock, I'm just going to pop open here, and I'm just going to grab this. And we're going to make sure we try to get a live bet in right now as well. I'm definitely not outside the service area, Hard Rock, dude. I'm definitely not. Let's go down to the Eagles and the Broncos and anytime TDs and Saquon. Where you at, bro? Minus 135. I have $140 here in the account, so I'm just going to put the max on this that I got. There we go. I'm in for Saquon for 140. There it is. So we're going to grab this right now and throw this in the tracker. It's obviously a little bit better at minus 125. But I'm going to take it I don't have anything in ESPN bet right now, so we'll go for this over at Hard Rock. 4th down for Cleveland. Big play coming up here, guys. Let's pull up the sportsbook screen as well. Or let's do this. Let's go NFL. Let's reset everything. Let's take a look at this really quickly. See if we can find anything on this Browns game. Minus 200 plus 150. Date ranges for today. Markets. Put in some player props there, right? And then we need this over on FanDuel, DraftKings. We're getting a live boost on DraftKings. 4th and 1 for Cleveland. Oh, Judkins picks it up. Just beautiful. They get the big fella in motion, knocking a guy, hat on a hat football. That's old school football, man. I love that kind of football. That gets me fired up. We're going to use Pinnacle. We're going to use Worst Case. And let's take a look. Let's go live. And let's see what we have. Okay, so we have this live boost over here on DraftKings. I don't know how much money I can put on this. I probably should have took a look at that. So we're just hitting the play button here, and we're seeing that Browns money line at plus 114 odds looks decent. Browns at minus 2.5. I'm okay with the minus 2.5, but this might not be there anymore. So let me go into game lines really quick. Minus 1.5. Make sure that I got this for football right now, by the way, too. We want to clear this all out and just make it football. The under 38.5 is now pinging, about 3% edge. Let's see what we got. I'm just going to chill here for a minute and pull this up. Because we are getting a little bit later into this game. Under 38.5 is at minus 120. Again, this 33% boost, guys, is pretty solid no matter what happens. Again, my TV, I'm a little bit behind, so you guys probably already know what happened on 2nd and goal. But we'll see. They're still flashing. Still waiting for something to pop up. Gabriel's back to pass. Throws it way high and out of the end zone. Don't see anything here at the moment. We can also open up the sportsbook screen. And I can just come over here to maybe total points. We can come over here to just the Cleveland game. We can take a look at all the books have this. Again, we could slap a boost on this if we like this. We could also go point spread here. I'm already on the Browns, so we'll kind of see what pops up. Hunter Renfrow, why is... Oh, wait a minute, wrong screen. Nothing popping up right now at the moment. Browns' money line got a lot worse at the moment here, so I'm guessing they didn't get this at 3rd and goal. Maybe they kicked the field goal. Never mind. It just flashed on minus 135 because they caught the touchdown. Njoku touchdown, so that helps. All right, can we bet an under now that the play just popped up? Where's the total points at right now? It flashes to 41.5 at minus 130. Okay, 8 cents off the Pinnacle. I'm okay with this. We're going to come over here. We got a bonus available here. We're going to bet this under for $10, little max wager, right? Or we could do something crazy, right? We could take a crazy alternate. 41.5, we could do that. What do we got here? What do we got? Nothing's flashing on the EV tool. That's kind of unfortunate. Let's look at the money line play here. Browns, not a good play compared to Pinnacle when it comes to where DraftKings price is. But the Browns at minus 140, we can, yeah, not a great play here either. What about the spread? Minus 2.5. Yeah, I'm okay with that. There's nothing really, can we look for, can we do anything kind of long shot? Anytime TDs? I don't want to take the whole stream, guys, looking for this play. But I do like the minus 2.5 instead because it's just it's just a better number. You want to be on the, I don't want to be on the plus 2.5 side. So we'll select this. We'll put this in for $10, and this will be our live bet on the Browns at minus, we're not getting a huge boost here, but I'll grab that. I'll grab that over here on DraftKings, and we're getting this at what? Plus 116? That's where I'm putting my live boost on right now, guys, is on the plus 116. Put this as an odds boost, $10. Track it. Again, guys, I use the OddsJam bet tracker for everything, so it's all out there. What's going on, Rick? Yeah, he was definitely drafted late, Jack. I picked him up the week before he popped off. So he played that one game where he had like 6 or 8 carries, his first game officially back. And then I picked him up that following week right before he had like his really big game. So, there's definitely, like, I totally whiffed this year on the quarterback position for fantasy football. I had Dak, and then I dropped him, and I didn't play him last week, and he went nuclear. But, yeah, definitely some things you can kind of look at there. Yeah, Judkins he's legit. All right, so we're back over here on the fantasy tool, or on the EV tool, and we hit up that wild card, that wild boost. We also want to maybe look at, guys, FanDuel, because we still have that 30% boost over on FanDuel that we could take a look at. Let's look at the sharp. Let's pull up the sharp money as well. Let's pull up the sharp money tool to see if we have anything else that's pinging. Amon-Ra, we could bet the under on his touchdowns. I don't really like that as much. There's not maybe enough liquidity here to really get me excited. But okay. So we do have a 30% boost, guys, on FanDuel. So if you wanted to clear out everything, just say, yo, give me some FanDuel. Let's devig to Pinnacle. Let's look at just football today. And let's look at some main markets and stuff like that. This is where you're going to see, this is where it is on FanDuel. So how I would like to do this is I would love to maybe run a little bit of a parlay right here, right? Maybe I'll run a Juwan Johnson over 3.5 catches. I like that. A.J. Brown, his under here, I don't mind that at all. Almost an arb, so we'll grab this. So on this, where's my FanDuel at? Okay. So receiving props, right? If you guys want to put something together like this, this is how I would do it. I go Juwan Johnson over, and then we're looking for A.J. Brown under 4.5 catches. Bring this up over here. We're looking for 128. Now, I'm expecting A.J. Brown to probably get about 10 catches today because he's been really upset. But again, he's probably going up against Pat Surtain, who's no slouch, right? So over here, you can see this is my 2-leg parlay. I could run a 2-leg parlay for a boost. What's the max wager? $10. Right, this is where you can throw a little long shot on this, right? Little $10 parlay. If you wanted to get crazier with this, we could go Ashton Genty under on his receptions, right? Under 2.5. Again, you don't have to get as crazy as I'm getting with it, but it's a $10 wager, guys, that's boosted. So I'm always interested in trying to take these little boost plays and throw it on a long shot. Right now I'm making $126. Okay. We got a couple overs, got a couple unders, but here's how we're going to cook this bad boy up. Right. So then over here on Odds Jam, this is how I would do it. 3-leg parlay. Right. Love that. Throw this out here. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over. Bingo. Go under. Bingo. Just going to click the dollar sign here, guys. That's all we're going to do. And then up here in the top right-hand corner, this purple dollar sign, you're going to see that for a $10 wager, first off, no other sportsbook's paying us as much as FanDuel is. Looks like we just got a sack on Carson Wentz. Yo, let's go Browns. That's looking good. -2.5 is looking decent. Second in forever from Minnesota. This is where Cleveland's defense can shut it down. Little dump off to Mason gets nothing. What up? What up? There we go. Ha ha. Yeah, love seeing that. Even though it's only a $10 bet, guys, on DraftKings, just knowing that, like, so far your opinion's looking pretty good. It's nothing better in sports betting than that. All right, so we're going to add this to the parlay, right? And then you can kind of come over here, guys, to the tracker, and you can come over here. And then over here on FanDuel, you can just change this and say, yeah, this is an odds boost. I'm getting odds of 1262, and there it is, right? There it is. And I accidentally added it twice, so we can just delete this. Again, if you guys are having trouble, remember, if you primarily use the app on your phone for OddsJam and you want to make these adjustments on the bet tracker, use your web browser on your phone, go to OddsJam's website, and you can go to the bet tracker, and this is where you can manually adjust this. You cannot adjust these types of odds and these plays on there. You can add parlays on the web browser on your mobile phone. You can do it that way, right? So these are just little tips and tricks to help you guys out, because I know a lot of you guys probably use the mobile app. And just so you know, I primarily with OddsJam, I actually use the mobile web browser on my phone when I'm on the go more than I use the app. The app's gotten a lot better, but I like to use the mobile web browser instead. Okay, what else do we got? Let's kind of knock out some player props right now, guys. I'll throw main markets up as well. Let's just kind of blitz some player props. Let's take a look and see what we have cooking. So let's open this up to NFL, and let's take a look. Again, if you guys are finding any insight into the stream, tips, tricks, whatever you want to call it, definitely consider subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me. It helps me out a ton. If you know that any of your buddies is losing at sports betting, send them my way. Send them here, or we can definitely help them out, right? This is kind of what it's all about. The last thing that I will mention, guys, before we just rip through some of these plays, I've mentioned in the past, I do offer coaching, one-on-one coaching. If you want to work with me one-on-one for more EV betting, you can book a free 30-minute call right here. I offer some various different coaching packages, and we can see if there's a package that's really right for you based on where you live, your sports books, your risk tolerance, what you're looking to get into. Is it live betting? Is it pregame betting? You know, what books are going to be worth your time in terms of maybe priming them and playing parlays? What books are going to be worth your time just for live betting? What market should we attack right from the get-go? No matter the sport, no matter the season, you tell me what you want to bet on, and we focus on that, and I just give you as much information as I possibly can, as I've been doing this for 4 years and been very successful at it. And so instead of you trying to figure this out on your own in terms of how to make this work for you, I try to provide some tips and insights. Okay, we got an under right now. Okay, so normally I don't bet unders. Like, I like to bet unders, but normally, like, not this late. This is an incredible play on DraftKings. What are we doing, DraftKings? Like, literally, what are we doing? Look at Pinnacle. Look at Pinnacle. Whoa, 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 guys. Look at this line movement. I'm sprinting to DraftKings. I'm Forrest Gump meme sprinting out of his house to DraftKings right now to bet this under. This is very good. This is probably a mainline play. Where's it at? Where's it at? Jets under 48.5. This is insane. I'm putting probably the rest of my money I have over here. I'm going 250. Let me save this. Let me save a couple dollars just for live betting later. Okay, we're in. Under 48.5, Cowboys, Jets. Very good play. Pinnacle's at -134. I'm in for $200 on this under on DraftKings. That's awesome. Wow. Didn't think I was going to see that. I told you guys, I very rarely ever bet moneyline spreads totals on Sundays. But when you see Pinnacle drop off a cliff like that, That's where I'm going after. That's where I'm going after that type of play. That was insane. Browns do have to, or the Vikings punt the ball, excuse me. It's a great punt, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Browns are up 3. I have them plus 4.5. They can give up a touchdown, and I'm still in good shape. So not a big deal. We got holding on the receiving team. So the only thing is Cleveland is going to be like on their own 1-inch line. But either way, Browns defense getting after it. Okay, let's take a look. Sportsino. I got to get some more money in there because our Freddie Peralta bet lost yesterday. Hunter Renfrow. Sometimes, guys, it's really easy when it comes to sports betting. You don't need to overthink it. There's only one sports book offering plus odds on the under on Hunter Renfrow. Take this. I'm sorry, 2. DraftKings at plus 103 and ESPN. But this is a very simple bet. FanDuel, Bookmaker, and Pinnacle all have the same price roughly, give or take 1 or 2, 3 cents. Grab this under on Hunter Renfrow and Sportsino all day long. Tua on his passing attempts. If you like this passing attempts play, the only thing here with Hard Rock is you got to be careful about the SGP, okay? So let's go through this example, okay? Let's talk about Tua, under 32.5. I like this. 23 cents off to FanDuel. It's well off to Pinnacle. So I click the parlay sign. I like that. Xavier Legette over on his rushing yards. I really don't like betting on overs on Xavier Legette. Dude's not really good at football. He's an incredible athlete. I don't like this in terms of a play for football, okay? For this, just in general. But if I wanted to go on Teteroa McMillan, okay, maybe I like Teteroa McMillan a little bit more just because this is maybe not the smart move, guys. I don't like the Xavier Legette play. I just don't like watching him play football. This one for Tet McMillan, we cashed last week. The under looks very good. It's very off to FanDuel, right? This is like 22 cents off to FanDuel, where this Legette play compared to FanDuel is only 8 cents off. I don't like that as much, right? It's good to Bookmaker. It's good to Pinnacle. Not that great to FanDuel. So I'm going to go with Tet McMillan. So we're going to say, okay, we're going to grab his under here on Hard Rock. So I'm going to grab two. I'm going to grab Tua under on passing attempts and McMillan under. Let me get rid of these other plays. Odds Jam's telling me I should be receiving odds of plus 310. But here's the problem. The problem is on same game parlays, as I've discussed before in the past, you typically get ripped off because the books have some type of correlation built in. Now, I don't have any more money really left in my Hard Rock account, but that's okay. If I just wanted to illustrate this point and say, all right, dude, let me run an SGP. The other problem with SGPs, guys, is that normally the menu that they have is very limited. They won't always let you bet, especially if you're betting unders, they typically won't let you bet unders, right? Now, this is an easy one for Tet McMillan. This is going to be his main line. So we can grab that. The Tua play is the hard one. Where's passing attempts at? The Tua play is the tough one. But this is two-leg SGPs. You can see this is plus 275. We should be receiving odds of plus 310, okay? So here's how you would have, this is what you would need to do in order to figure out, like, are you receiving a great play, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to pull a calculator up, and you're going to come off to the side here. We want to find out what the fair is, right? That's why I have this win percentage column right here. 2 is 0.556. Just move the decimal point 2 spots over to the left, right? This is a two-leg parlay, so both legs need to hit. So multiply this by 0.506. So our fair win percentage is 28.13%, okay? So if I come over here to a Kelly criterion calculator and I say, yo, here's what I got going on, Kelly. I like to bet Kelly at quarter Kelly. I'm receiving odds of 275 on Hard Rock, and I have a 28.13% chance of winning this bet. They're going to tell you, yo, dude, this is actually still a 5.5% EV edge. This would be the recipe that you would want. All these sports books want you to bet same-game parlays. They all want you to bet same-game parlays. So if you can find situations like this, and I understand Hard Rock, only like 3 states have it, but again, if you can find situations like this on your sports book where you can bet an SGP and it's EV to odds jam, and you're still getting an EV price on Kelly, even though the odds are slightly worse than what we should be receiving, that's how you're going to create a lot of longevity on your account. You're going to be able to use that account a lot longer because you're playing same game parlays, which the books want you to do, and you're still getting an EV price on it. That's the imaginary path that's very hard to find on a lot of sports books because typically these sports books are going to give you a price of like plus 230. and then it's not EV at all. That's how you want to do it. Philly, we did Saquon. Saquon was really good to score over at ESPN Bet. I had to bet him at Hard Rock. If he's still at minus 125 on ESPN Bet, that's a very EV play for Saquon to get into the end zone. Amon-Ra St. Brown, I bet this earlier in the week. It's still the same price. This is a Hard Rock play. I would say FanDuel's got a little bit of edge here, a plus 100. It's not going to be as EV, but getting this at plus 100 odds is almost a 2% edge. I'm still fine with that. Amon-Ra gets in the end zone all day long. The only thing I'm nervous about this Lions game is they just might run the ball down the Bengals' throat. That's the only thing. Alan, man, appreciate you saying that, brother. Appreciate the message. I will say this, Alan. If you mention it again, brother, I'm going to have to mute you from the chat, all right? We all understand you're trying to push a streaming service. So if you send that message one more time, brother, I'm going to have to mute you. So you're calling that, bro. But not here looking to see what you're going to push. No problem, Philly. No problem. We're really interested in sports betting, not streaming services. Remus, last day in Colorado today, Irish, heading home to Kentucky. Safe travels back home, Irish. And hopefully you can enjoy that last couple days in Colorado. Alan said, I'm not sure, or not saying Alan. Remus, would you skip on the minus 120 for under 47.5? Not really. Not really, Remus. The reason I wouldn't is because when you get to 46 to 48 in terms of total points, especially 47, 48, it's a pretty key number. 47 is still a good number to have, but I would rather have the under 48.5. It's a massive difference in 1 point. 28-20, 27-21. There's a lot of different scenarios that could happen. Now, again, this game might be 13-7. It might be 38-24. It could be crazy on either end. But in general, it's a very good question. 47.5 is okay, but I'd really rather have that under 48.5 for sure. Michael Carter, again, not a lot of liquidity on this play, guys. Under on his rushing attempts. At the beginning of the week, this was at 13.5. So this is crazy how much it's went down. Cleveland has a 3rd and 1. You know they're just going to rely on Judkins, man. They're just going to run this ball. And if Minnesota can't stop them, never mind. Was that 3rd and 1? They're going to punt it? Never mind. Ooh, not ideal there. Okay. But, yeah, 4th and 1. I understand why they're not going to go for it on 4th and 1. I thought it was. I missed that 3rd down play. I like the Michael Carter play. Also, the rushing yards, right? You can take his under on his rushing yards. I would not parlay this over on no vig. No vig, you're probably not going to receive the odds that you should be receiving for the parlay. So I would just bet these as individual straight bets. You can see this jumped up to $1,200. Not enough money for me to become worried about the Michael Carter under. This just feels like Vikings field goal, and we're going to have a tie game. This just kind of feels like Vikings field goal. But for Michael Carter, again, Pinnacle's taking $750. So this is $1,200. I'm not nervous about that just quite yet. First half money line on the Jets. This is an ARB to Pinnacle. It's an ARB to Bookmaker. It's an ARB to FanDuel. I'm almost afraid this is a mistake by DraftKings. Almost afraid it's a mistake. By the way, you can still get that under 48.5. It's still out there on the Jets and the Cowboys at minus 110. Okay. What else do we got here? Amari DiMarcado over on his rushing yards. That disappeared on Bovada. That's gone. Wentz hands off to Mason. Was it a fumble? Fumble. Cleveland gets the ball. Wow, Jordan Mason. That kind of stinks. I think I got him on my fantasy team. I know I have him on the team. I think I started him. I don't know what the call is. Initially, it was a fumble. That's not Jordan Mason, by the way. It's that's a fumble. That ball's out. Just depends on who recovers it. First play from Minnesota. It looks like 43 of Cleveland just kind of landed on it. Yeah, that's Cleveland ball. Wow. Crazy. Woo. Hunter Renfrow over now. So this is a play that Pinnacle likes a lot, but FanDuel doesn't like as much. Now, here's why I like this play a little bit more on Pinnacle. Look at this. Pinnacle dropped off a cliff 5 minutes ago. They were at minus 106. They dropped down to minus 139. I'm going to go over to Props Builder, guys, and bet this. Am I still logged into my Bet DSI Props Builder? I think I am. Receptions, Renfro. He's in Carolina. Yeah, this is even money right now. This is a big, big bet. I like that movement from Pinnacle, guys. Really within the last 5 minutes. I got this over on Props Builder. I got it for I put $200 down. That's all I had left in the account. Okay. Renfro. There we go. Let's take a Woody Marks under rushing attempts. I got this on my DraftKings Pick 6 slip. I'm a big fan of this. I definitely like this Woody Marks play. Even though he's the lead back for Houston, guys, this is an ARB to Pinnacle. It's an ARB to FanDuel. If you have anything left in DraftKings, I would definitely go and grab this play. This is a solid play. This is what you want to look for. Cross markets, guys. We talk about this all the time. This isn't just an ARB with one book. It's an ARB with two books, right? Don't look at Bet105. They copy Pinnacle's odds. So this Woody Marks play, that's an elite play that we want. Kyler, on his passing attempts, again, ARB to Pinnacle, right? Do I have any money in Onyx right now? Can I get this over on Onyx? I'd love to. I can't get the Woody Marks play on Onyx. But let me take a look over here. Again, we will be doing this again, guys, tomorrow. We're going to be doing it tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific for the Monday Night Football game. I got $50 right now on this Onyx account, so we'll hit this play up for Kyler. Under 31.5 passing attempts. We took his over on his passing attempts 2 weeks ago, and it worked out really, really well. Again, guys, Onyx is a book that I love to use. They got this at minus 120. That stinks. It's a book that I love to use for pregame betting. 2% EV edge. I'm just going to pass on that. There's going to be other Onyx opportunities out there that we can find for Kyler. Sorry to hear about that, man. Still a minus 135. Good to hear that, dude. Good to hear that, man. Dude, I love the streaming guys, dude. They're unreal. They're just unreal with this. Appreciate you guys just with your ferocity in terms of trying to stick with it. But we're just going to have to mute you guys right there, right? You want to put any more streaming service advertisements on the chat, guys. Not going to fly. I pay attention to what's going on in the chat. Dylan Gabriel back to pass on a screen. I don't know why the Vikings. I love how the Vikings player, it's a pass and the ball hits the ground and he grabs it. Wilson, so it's going to be incomplete. Wow, fewest offensive snaps with the lead. Browns 2 entering week 5. Saints have not had a snap with the lead yet. Did not know how bad it was for Saints. Saints fans, my apologies, man. I bet you I'm sure it's a tough season. So yeah, this moved off. Now it's just DraftKings only. So you guys can see with Hard Rock, there's a ton of value. Every now and then, guys, bookmaker can catch some action from me. Not going to be the case here, though, on JSN. Not the case here. Even on limited Fanatics accounts, guys, use your Fanatics account. This is an ARB to Pinnacle. I'm going to hit up this play with Spencer Rattler. What about Jaden Daniels? Yeah, these are 2 ARBs right here. Rattler and Daniels, guys. I'm going to try to cook up a little 2-leg parlay over here on Fanatics. These are going to be great plays. Oh, Ron, no problem, man. No problem. And I appreciate your support, man. And you're a guy that's like many here in the chat that are here every day, all the time. And I really appreciate the support. So I'm on my phone here, guys. I'm grabbing the Spencer Rattler play. I'm grabbing the Jaden Daniels play. And we're going to hit both of these up. I mean, it's all because of you guys. The only reason I'm growing is because of you guys and how awesome you are. So I really, really appreciate it. The over 33.5. I'm going to try to rock a little 2-leg parlay. Fanatics might only let me get down like $10 on this parlay, but that's fine. I'm okay with that. If you don't have a limited Fanatics account, I would definitely advise playing this as a parlay. And if you are limited on Fanatics, then you can just place this as a straight wager if you want to. Fanatics is a book that limits you very, very quickly. So look at passing attempts for Mr. Daniels. And I might be able to get a boost on this. 100% SG. No, that's an SGP boost. Let me see what I can get down first. So the first thing I like to do is I like to put down like a $50 wager. And then they're going to tell me I'm limited to $28. Or I could throw a 10% boost on this play for a max $25 bet, which normally they honor that. All right, so that's what I got down. I got down this 10% boost on Fanatics. We're taking Rattler over. We're taking overs on Daniels and Rattler on their passing attempts. And then up here, let's get rid of Tua. Let's get rid of Tetaroa. And you can see Fanatics is just paying us out way more. And with this boost, this is now plus 383 odds. So this is a $25 bet, which is great. I mean, that's decent. Dude, if this hits, it's a great little payout here, right? So don't fall asleep on the old, on these types of plays. You're limited accounts, guys. You can get some really good stuff on this. So this is a little odds boost here as well. And we're going to do 383. All right, let me go back over to DFS. Let's take a look at some DFS for anyone that's out there that's a DFS only, lives in a DFS only state. Let's take a look. This play over here on Rebet. Again, long shot plays, guys. If you're using DGF's AI slip generator, you're playing 6-leg parlays. Again, reduce your wager size on these plays quite a bit. But you're going to have a pretty good time in general with these. Sorry to hear about that, Darius. I mean, you guys have had, for a long time, you guys had a really good team. Obviously, you got that Super Bowl. They can never take that away from you. But hopefully you can find that quarterback. Hopefully you can, man. Value on jet spread on Fanatics, Ron says. All right, Ron. Let's take a peek. We bet the under earlier in the stream. And at the moment, Fanatics is showing Jets. They got Jets at +1. Not great to bookmaker, but it is good to Pinnacle. And it's good to Circa. And the books are all over on this. So, yeah, the only book that's not agreeing with the play is bookmaker. But to be able to get the Jets at +1, you can get this on Fanatics or Canby, which I'm still totally fine with. Yeah, I'm okay with that. It sounds like this is going to be a very tight game. So I'm just going to go over to Fanatics right now and put this on the Jets. They just moved this to +100 odds. Even on my limited account, man, I just got $100 on the Jets at +1 at, it's actually even odds right now. Don't know how I feel about that. I went from -110 to even odds, but we got $100 on the Jets. I know betting the Jets is like ridiculous, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Slow motion of David Njoku throwing a bunch of water in his face. Always a great image. So this feels like almost like an overtime game, which would be perfect for me if it's an overtime game and, we're getting we got the over and we got the Browns +4.5. So Vikings have the ball, though, 1st and 10, their own 25. Wentz under center, little old school football. Toss to the left. Mason gets back to the line of scrimmage. Cleveland's defense, dude, is no joke. Honestly, Irish, I'm glad that Mason got in the end zone because I was a little nervous about him having a half decent day today for fantasy. And I'm glad that at least got in the end zone for you. All right, so again, guys, even on like a limited Fanatics account, I was able to bet the Jets right now +1 on Fanatics, even +100 odds. I was able to get $100 down, which was really nice. So sometimes these limited accounts, guys, right when you see movement right before the game starts, you can get some larger wager sizes down because it's the NFL, right? If you're limited to like $10, $20, you might be able to get $50, $75 down on the NFL right before kickoff, right? That can happen. All right, let's take a look to see if there's any 3-pick entries. I'm really interested to see if we got any 3-pick entries. I'll share this slip on Better because I'm always interested in playing a Better slip, and we can hit this up. Let me cook at this bad boy up over here on Better. I like this. We don't get too many of these opportunities. We got what? Achane over on his rushing attempts, 14.5. What else we got? Wentz back to pass, 3rd and 10. Deep bomb. Wow, JJ, dude. Just get him the ball. JJ with a great catch. Big hook up there. And now Minnesota's now in Cleveland territory. Just throw it up to JJ. He'll probably come down with it. Dude is straight balling. It's pretty simple, Carson. Just get the ball to JJ. Kyler under on his passing attempts. We're already on this. Looks like this bumped. This is now at 30.5. Okay, we're going to have to find another one for where the Kyler play bumped. So we'll have to figure out what to do here. Again, they get the ball to JJ because that's what you do, and he picks up about 6 yards. I don't even have him on my fantasy team. I'm a big fan of the dude because he's a stud. Under 5 on Bynum. And then we're looking for the same game here. Polamalu, we're looking at his over 6. They got this at 4.5. Well, we'll definitely take the over 4.5. So let's find one more play here. Let me look at the optimizer here. Optimizer with better. What do we got? Again, guys, we live bet the Browns at -3.5 or -2.5, excuse me. So if the Browns defense can hold Minnesota to a field goal, the -2.5 looks like a very high likelihood that we could lose it. We could lose by a field goal, but it's a high likelihood that's going to happen, right? So I like the -2.5. I'm okay with that as long as they can hold on. Let's look at some different data points. We have 4 picks right now on better. We need one more. And we talked about Mahomes. Malik Washington. Yeah, let's do the under 3.5 for Malik Washington. I'm good with that. 3rd and 5. Big play coming up here. Wentz. Sacked. Kick the field goal, Minnesota. Kick it. We're looking at the under 3.5 receptions from Malik Washington. This is a 5-pick slip, guys. Make sure to take your insurance on this play. Again, if you don't want to, it's a slightly reduced payout, right? You can do that instead. You can take, it's slightly worse, about the same odds if you take no insurance if you want or don't want to. Let me share this entry with you guys right here. All right, there it is. Yeah, you got to fire it. No doubt about that, Darius. Got to fire that. No problem, Remus. Appreciate that, man. Did he miss the kick? Oh, let's go. Let's go. Let's go, Browns. I can't believe I'm saying let's go Browns right now. This is why sports betting, guys, really changes your fandom or maybe decreases your fandom because, I have money on the Browns plus 4.5 and now -2.5. Now, I do have the over, which that field goal would have been nice, right? We would definitely probably would have had a very high chance of hitting the over, but it's a smaller bet. But, that's how kind of sports betting can kind of turn your hardcore fandom into not as big of a fan because that's terrible English, Billy, but it just really changes everything. You look at the games a little bit differently now because you're just more interested in making money than your fandom. 3-pick slip over here as well. Cam Ward over on his passing attempts. Jeremy Chin. We'll fire this one up on underdog as well. We'll end the stream on this one right here. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. We'll be back on tomorrow, again, at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. The two-a-day streams, guys, are going to get back into the swing of things when the NBA regular season returns. Because in the morning streams, we'll be looking at football, and we'll be looking at maybe NBA mainline plays. Then the evening streams, guys, will be NBA player prop betting only. So evening streams for the NBA season will be NBA player props. Oh, yeah, I did receive some boosts. The problem is max 3 to 8 picks, 60% profit boost, guys, over here on Underdog. Make sure, I don't know if you guys have this. I got a couple of these right here. Got some MLBs, got some nice boosts. So we're going to apply this 60% boost. We're going to cook this play up again. Again, we're on Jackie Young. Under 21.5 points and rebounds. Okay, make sure you're careful because there's also a points and assist line for her that's the exact same. Cam Ward, we're looking at the over 30.5 passing attempts. Okay, and this is going to be a very EV play, guys. Even if you disagree with these plays, very EV play. We're looking at Jeremy Chin over 6.5. 60% boost. Max wagers $50, guys. You got to grab this. This is now a 9x payout. This is insane. Let me share this with you guys. Appreciate that, Quant. Hopefully you guys have an awesome day too, cashing all your bets. Really good boost over here. Got a couple different boosts over here on Underdog. So take a look at that, guys. Really, really solid. That's an awesome payout if that hits. So hopefully it does. All right, guys, that's where I'm pausing the stream. Hopefully you're able to tell some plays, learn a little bit about sports betting. If you want to learn some more, come back tomorrow. We're going to do this again. Hopefully Cleveland loses by, I hope the Browns lose and they lose by less than 5. I would be very happy then to see Cleveland lose, but the spread covers. and the overhits. Otherwise, guys, have an awesome Sunday, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow as we have Monday Night Football